In Nairobi, youth leaders, organizers, innovators, and democracy defenders from across Africa have converged for the Global Democracy Coalition Africa Forum 2026, held under the theme Reclaiming the Democratic Promise, Youth Agency, Digital Resilience, and Combating Kleptocracy in Africa.
Created to provide some kind of buffer have also become, unfortunately, tools for repression, right?
The forum is more than just a conversation. It's a space for action.
Pushed forward to ensure that
Co-hosted by Nuru Trust Network and Youth for SDGs Kenya, the forum is designed to spark ideas that extend far beyond the conference room.
Political representations and also...
Speaking at the event, Mary Yvonne Ododah emphasized that democracy begins with dialogue, calling on young people to actively engage in shaping governance across the continent.
Young people in the city who are quite conversant, they are very aware of what is happening, but at the same time, what about our young people in marginalized communities? How do they come through and make sure that they're heard and they're represented? And those are some of the issues that we want to address today, and not only to look at the continent in a way that we're just looking at the challenges, but what solutions are going to cut across.
Young people are no longer reclaiming their democratic space. This has already been done, and we have seen the kind of revolutions and the kind of transitions that have taken place in various parts of Africa. In Kenya in 2024, we saw June 24th, how young people went to the streets to basically show their power, show the space that they command, and the opportunity that they have in what is called good governance, leadership, and accountability. But today in this particular forum, we are talking about reclaiming the democratic promise. What is the promise? And I'm glad to have been in a panel where we were asking whether African governments have actually done enough to be able to ensure that young people are represented, that they participate, and that they are meaningfully engaged.
I am delighted to be joined in this convening by the Global Democracy Coalition here in Nairobi, Kenya, the first of a series of coalitions and convenings speaking to democracy around the world. This conversation is most important here today because, as we know, democracy in Africa continues to be something we think about and something we need to do some work on, particularly in the context of elections and representation. I am mostly encouraged that young people are in the room from across the continent of Africa talking about what does it mean to have a democratic state, sharing their aspirations for democratic governance, and also learning and sharing with each other their lessons and their wins from the work that they do.
I think essentially our leaders need to do better. When we say democracy is strengthened, it's largely because we've seen increasingly institutions fail to deliver what we often refer to as dividends, right? And we see that it's not localized to Africa. It's the same thing all over the continent. We've seen young people increasingly waking up to challenge the capacity of their leaders, the social contract that they have with their leaders, the capacity of their leaders to deliver good governance. So essentially, how we can manage democratic reversals, as we have seen, particularly in West Africa, where I come from, is to ensure that these democratic institutions are accountable to the people.
A great lesson that I've learned in this session is that there is an importance of government involving youth in development matters and democratic matters, most especially in decision-making spaces, because the youth are the ones who can give out their problems themselves and not be represented by other people.
So our organization is a coalition of civil society groups and those working in their own countries, perhaps on issues affecting poverty, affecting marginalized groups in their individual countries. Our purpose and what we do throughout the year is to bring these groups together, bring professionals, bring leaders in their communities together to share their experience, share their expertise, and really look at the challenges facing democracy in each of their countries.
I'm happy to join Africa on this GDC African Forum. Democracy is a very important talk, especially now in Kenya when you are headed to to the general election in 2027, and it's very important to represent youth, because in the recent years we have seen how the youth in Kenya are ready to represent their country. They have known their rights.
Thank you. Gen Zs in the room, Kenya Gen Zs, are you there? Ukokaji? Because if you don't show up to the ballot in 2027, I'll be holding you accountable.